It's recording.
There we go. Run.
Run, Hayley, run!
Don't run.
Hey. Hey, everybody!
Hi, everyone. This is another episode of Northern Ireland Wrestling Connection. And when I can see you.
For once, I'm in a position to see everything that's going on.
Whereas I am not. Yeah, tonight we're going to be talking about Elimination Chamber, which is how many hours away?
What time is it? I don't know what time it is.
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
Like
5
hours.
Only 5 hours. You get 5 to stay and back at that time.
Away.
8 o'clock to 12 is 4 hours.
1
hour.
hour.
Oh, is it 1? I've lost an hour.
Allan's
Oh, I'm
definitely
thinking pre-show, that's why I'm thinking the pre-show.
Pre-show's 12:30.
When was it? Half 12? I always thought it started 12.
No, starts 30:30.
Proper rubbish. So we should make an extra half an hour.
Yes, so 5 hours till
It's
Elimination
already started.
Yeah.
The havoc has started.
So, what are we talking about?
Well, we're going to first talk about
Not
the
the
matches.
Elimination Chamber.
We're going to talk about the matches, the Elimination Chamber. Has it been announced what's actually the dark match? The pre-show it has. Oh my lord.
Yes.
Oh dear. Hayley's going to be happy with this one.
Okay.
Okay, we'll start with the pre-show. So this is going to be on the YouTubes from 12:30.
So after you finish watching us, then go watch this.
Yes. So at 12:30, the YouTube pre-show for Elimination Chamber is going to have
Caitlin versus
the fantastic match that is Brodus Clay
Oh, okay.
and Tensai.
Yes. Tensai Riot.
He's got the guy. Well, he hasn't got the guy anymore because Sakamoto's back in NXT.
But he has brought his play.
Brodus is the guy now.
But sure, Tensai has a thing for Cameron, so hey, go you. And they will be facing off against
3. Oh! Yes!
Team Rhodes Scholars, Damien Sandow and Cody Rhodes.
Oh, that means they're going to get squashed.
I think unfortunately that's true.
Literally.
Oh!
This isn't looking good, is it?
So, and this whole Twitter thing with, you know, them wanting people to pick a name, I think, for Tensai and
looks like
Team
they're-
Blob Squad.
it just kind of says that's who
They're
going
gonna
to
push them here.
Yeah.
They are really going to push them here because the kids are going to love it.
I think it's a case of because they don't know what they're doing with Team Hell No, this is the next dysfunctional tag team. No.
Oh, you mean actually? Yeah.
With Team Hell No, you don't know what they're doing with that, so this is going to be the next dysfunctional tag team.
Yeah.
Because Tensai comes out and goes like that to Brodus, like he doesn't want to dance, and then he gets in the ring and he starts ducking and diving.
I think it'll be a matter of time though before he's fully loving it. Tensai.
He's close,
Given a
like,
race.
he is
Not long
close.
until he's given a race.
Because he's coming out to the ring serious, but then as soon as he's in the ring, he clicks because, like, at the start of the match on SmackDown, Heath Slater was there, standing there and doing his whole woo and doing the big guitar and the strutting and all that sort of stuff, and then Tensai immediately responded with doing his sort of, you know, like that sort of arm movement. You're loving it, and Chris is missing it.
It was kind of the Scotty Too Hotty moves he's almost
Well,
going for.
he was the hip hop.
Well, that's very true.
So he was.
The thing that disturbed me the most though was whenever they put him in lingerie.
You loved it.
Oh well.
Oh, you
But
loved
I mean,
it.
see if that had been not PG era, that would have been even
It would have been.
worse.
It would have been even further.
You just
yeah.
know it would have been even
It
worse.
would have been the whole sort of flipping lingerie
That would have
suspenders
been the
rubbish.
gorgeous thing again, I think.
It just wouldn't have been.
And that wouldn't have been
pleasant at all.
very healthy for anyone.
I really cannot see this going any other way than Brodus Clay and Tensai.
I mean, you would want the Rhodes Scholars to pick up the win, but
The only other sort of thing that I could see possibly happening in this match without Brodus Clay and Tensai winning would be that to set up the whole seriousness of the 6-man tag match on the pay-per-view, that the Shield comes down and interrupts it and beats the holy hell out of everybody.
Yeah, they could do
So that would be a good setup for the pay-per-view to, you know, try and sell the pay-per-view a bit more. Apparently WWE have still been toying with the fact that whether they're going to have the second chamber happen or not in the pay-per-view.
Because
So
there was a tweet that
we
was
could
out
be,
from
we could be
Red
pleasantly
Hat, I think.
surprised. So
Oh.
hey,
have another-
Dougie!
another addition to the squad.
There's now 5 people.
Go.
Hello, Misty. What's happening? Do you want to
We're
make?
just talking about the.
Do you want to
set
make your
Elimination
opinion,
Chamber,
Misty?
possible.
Who do you think's going to win? Tensai and Brodus
Mhm.
or Rhodes Scholars? Sit if you think Rhodes Scholars.
I don't think she has an opinion.
Apparently she thinks Brodus Clay and all's going to win. So, what do you think about this match, the Brodus Clay Tensai
I
match?
really want Rhodes Scholars to win, but I think this will be a case of this will be the defining breakup of them.
The only other thing I was saying to the guys there was that the only other thing, bar Brodus and Tensai winning, in my opinion, that might happen would be that because of the 6-man in the pay-per-view, that the Shield comes down and just beats the holy high hell out of everybody to kind of build up the pay-per-view and get people to buy it. But whether that actually
Well, that was
happens or not,
impressive what he did in SmackDown, doing the powerbomb to Brodus.
crazy. Doggy's looking for treats in the bags.
Stay away.
So we all kind of universally thinking this is going to be Brodus and Tensai, yeah?
Unfortunately so.
Sadly. Hayley will be crying before the pay-per-view's even started.
Mustachio cushion.
Why haven't you got that t-shirt yet?
Yeah.
I would actually have considered that t-shirt if it had been swapped round. That
The
if the
moustache on
logo
the
that's
back.
if the logo that's on the back was on the front and bigger, and the moustache sort of cone thing was on the back, because it just there's something lacking, I think, on the front. You know, in that there's a lot of just
It is
blank
very-
space.
It is very
It's
bland
space.
on the front.
I think that might have been actually a good idea if you'd had that sort of, you know, silhouette style of his face, and then just kind of that comb moustache thing. I think that would have been a good idea. But
So I think this is only a one-shot deal then for the Rhodes Scholars then?
well, they've been saying every match for the last few while is one shot, but this could be the final nail in the coffin. We'll see. Probably what will kick off the pay-per-view, I would suspect, would be Antonio Cesaro versus The Miz for the United States Championship.
Ooh.
Now, this was the pre-show match on YouTube for the Royal Rumble. Antonio Cesaro came out on top in a reasonably decent enough rematch, but between then and now, interesting things have happened with The Miz,
Yeah.
specifically at a house show involving CM Punk.
Do you see the photo that somebody posted?
Although I did
Yes.
read a report that there's no heat on them apparently, but take that for the
You
pinch of salt.
take that with a pinch of salt, to be quite honest, because I would suspect Punk would be someone who would be quite annoyed with that. You know, I would have thought maybe Miz could have beaten Cesaro here if that hadn't happened, but I really
Even
I don't
before
see-
this I would have said Cesaro.
I don't see there being any point or need to put the United States title on the Miz at the moment.
I
it
think
should
he's the
be
sort
in-
of person you can move up much quicker.
Yeah, I was gonna
Cesaro
say, I
needs
think-
it much more than
I think
Miz
the
at this
Miz
point.
needs to be in a higher
Yeah.
feud than this.
So I would use this as another reason to put Cesaro over and then let Miz maybe move on and do something else.
The sad thing is, I think they're just buying time till our truth comes back. Because that was the whole thing was, and I've noticed that Cesaro's kind of been using this in his sort of promos. He's been saying, you know, that's the truth.
They were two that didn't really ever
Yeah, but
click.
then Swagger is going like, he's saying something, you know, like it's up to us Americans or something. So I could say it only be a matter of time before those two face off, because I think that's kind of Swagger for me impresses at times, but he needs a belt, but he's nowhere near the top level that he should be.
But he could slowly but surely be heading there. But we'll talk.
Well, I
about
think they're
that
going
in a
about
bit.
the right way with him now.
Yeah.
They're doing what they should have done whenever he was first.
Well, I see a lot of Kurt
Save
Angle.
yourself. Save yourself.
Sorry, I get a bit
Save yourself. So, in my opinion, I think Antonio Cesaro is gonna
Yeah.
be winning this. What do you think, Billy?
Yes.
Yes.
After the whole thing with Miz, I don't think. And yeah, as you said, he doesn't need that United States Championship at the moment. There's no point sort of putting it on him unless they were looking to do a face-heel feud.
Mm-hmm.
Then maybe give it to Miz, but at the moment I think Miz is doing just fine with the whole Ric Flair deal. And
I know, but
Miz
the annoying
TV.
thing is they've built up this whole Ric Flair thing for the Miz, and then Ric Flair's just off TV.
Well, that's because of his injury kind of stuff. You know,
Well, he
with,
had to go to Japan and all as well.
yeah, but he had like some blood clot.
And that's what
Yeah.
happened in Japan was when he was over there. So his son took his place in the match. So he did. I'm sure all those fans were extremely happy.
Still got to see a Flair, just cover bush one.
Well,
Reed
apparently,
Flair,
apparently he's
yeah.
apparently he is half decent.
Apparently he is, apparently.
Apparently he's half decent, alright.
Okay.
And Flair's daughters in next this year.
NXT, yeah. Charlotte is not a play on words, isn't it? Because he's from Charlotte, North Carolina.
And where's Charlotte from? Is she from Charlotte?
Charlotte is from Charlotte.
Charlotte's from Charlotte.
But I think that's actually quite a good idea. If you're gonna if you're going to name one of these sort of generation stars that are like the son or a daughter or somebody off of, you know, legend, then make it related to it, sort of thing.
Sorry guys, hold on.
Oh no, we got a phone call.
Interruption.
Sorry.
But I think, you know, if you're going to do that, make it kind of related to that it links in with their parentage, even if it's not directly.
No, I think they should always try and play on their heritage. It's like the Joe Henning thing.
Yeah.
Why they don't make more of a reference to the fact that he's Mr. Perfect Son's beyond.
Although they did
you know.
in the NWO
They
DVD.
just
They
call
had
him.
him as Joe Hennig.
Yeah.
They should just cut the McGillicuddy thing and have Joe Henning.
Yeah,
There
well,
we are.
I think McGillicuddy is going to get.
Unless
Push
maybe
in
they
the
think,
future.
you know, allowing them to use their actual name maybe puts too much of a burden
But
on
they've done
you know,
that with
because
Richie Steamboat.
he's done with them.
This is the thing.
But then you look at
it's
Ted
another thing I
DiBiase,
don't get right.
You can't look at him because you can't see him.
It's case in point, like you say, Richie Steamboat, but WWE are continually saying that they want, you know, the control of the, you know, the identity. They want control of the character. They want the whole identity to be theirs, so that if they leave the company in the future, they can't go and say, "Hey, I'm such and such." The only people that have been able to do that in recent years are like the MVP and Mickey James and the such, because they were identity issues before WWE, and then WWE decided to.
Yeah.
And CM Punk as well, even though he hasn't left the company. But there's the recent signing from Mexico, or hopefully not next, Sin Cara, El Generico. He's coming in as El Generico. So
but apparently in NXT he was seen dancing or something. So whether
They'll still find a way to
but
humiliate
he is,
Yeah.
he is but he is being used as El Generico. So
I think it's if you have a name that's established like that, you know, because with him being independent, you know,
well, the
being
thing
on
was, Sin Cara was established
his mystical.
as Mystico. Yeah, he was
Yeah.
brought in as Sin Cara.
yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, obviously with some people he was wrestling in, like, you know, independents but weren't in Mexico, am I right? Yeah, so he's got, you know, like people in the United States or whatever, or
Well,
you know,
they'll
like,
hear El
whereas,
Generico and maybe the
whereas
thought
if
will
they
be
think
that some
Mystico,
people
you know,
watch.
like they'll just go like, right, okay, well that's, I don't know who that is. You know, it's the same with Del Rio. Del Rio obviously was somebody else.
Because
before he
you'll
actually
probably
took
find
over.
a lot
He was Dos Caras Jr.
Yeah,
A lot
so-
of the ROH guys will come over and watch just for him because obviously, you know, I think a lot of people that watch ROH don't watch WWE in some cases because
Yeah.
they may think it's too entertainment based or whatever, but I would
It's
say
not wrestling.
it's not wrestling.
How did we get onto this from Antonio Cesaro, Miz? Oh, right, Ric Flair. Yeah,
I love the way we always go in massive tangents, to kind of, and then we forget our original point.
what I was originally saying was the fact that Ric Flair's daughter being called Charlotte's kind of good because it plays on the fact that that's where Ric Flair was.
And we
from.
think Cesaro was going to win.
Yes, and we think that Cesaro's going to win this match.
I think Miz is going to win. I think Cesaro's going to win, but it's going to be via disqualification. I think Miz is going to snap, and Miz is going to start whacking him with a chair. That's what I think is going to
Really?
happen. I think this is going to be, you know, like I've had a talk with Ric Flair, and Ric Flair said that I need to bring the passion back and that kind of stuff. So I can see
That
him
would be
just going
interesting.
nuts.
Hayley, you big rebel, you.
Sorry, technology problem at home, so I'm technology girl, I had to fix it.
But we went on a big tangent, so you haven't missed much.
Okay, that's fine.
We kind of just got back on
Was there
topic.
anything we didn't cover in that tangent? I
No,
don't think there was, but
it was quite funny.
WCW and ECW were doing
WCW.
WCW, wrestling.
But anyway, Chris,
Me, hi.
seems to think that Miz is going to lose by disqualification, going crazy with a chair.
Okay.
He's psychic.
Okay.
He's see into the future.
I can maybe see that happening.
And then he's going to drop an elbow in Ric Flair's jacket. That's going to be the WrestleMania 29
I think
match.
he's going to distract Antonio Cesaro with a jacket at ringside.
Yeah.
The jacket's going to come to life and just try and strangle Antonio
No,
Cesaro.
I think that's going to tee up Flair coming back, and then Flair being in the corner of the Miz against
Do you think
Swagger.
they could be the 6-man tag match at Mania?
No, I think it's going to be Swagger and Mantell versus, you know, like Mantell and
Zeb Coulter.
Zeb Coulter,
Who's
sorry,
Zeb?
on the outside,
What's that
and then
playoff?
Swagger's going to be.
It's a
Some
playoff
politician.
version.
Some
I remember
politician.
And
reading
then
something.
Swagger's going to fight the Miz at WrestleMania. That's what I think is going to happen.
Off your phone.
Apparently I'm on the WrestleCon website.
How did you get on that?
I don't know.
So is that another straight, 4 votes
just
each
by
for Cesaro?
Cesaro for me.
Okay, so we've all agreed so far.
Yeah.
Next up, probably not card-wise, but anyway, is Divas Championship match, Caitlyn versus Mina Snuka. I love Caitlyn. Caitlyn is
Don't we all love her,
awesome.
but
I've been saying this for yonks now. Caitlyn and AJ are going to be the Trish Stratus and Lita of this generation of divas.
Yeah.
They have to be the ones to kind of guide this now, because we don't really have any sort of out-and-out wrestlers, bar the likes of a Natalia and maybe a Tamina you can kind of throw in there, because your Kelly, well, not that Kelly was an out-and-out wrestler, diva sort of thing or anything like that, but we've lost our Beths, all that sort of stuff. We don't have a Mickey James anymore. You can maybe put Layla in there. She's now one of sort of the veteran divas, but Eve's gone as well. We've really, the divas division has really took a tumble. I wouldn't really put Alicia Fox in there as a veteran, to be quite honest, because she's on and off main TV more than anything.
What are matches with her and Melina were?
Oh my word!
Doing like
the
3
match of
discs,
the
eh?
decade.
Hall of Fame worthy.
That's like Great Khali Hall of Fame worthy.
Oh, Matt Striker.
Chris
then
was
we
trying
have
to make a
the
point.
Page thing.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say about the Page promo, which I haven't actually been following those promos, but I just watched
the anonymous cam. I initially thought this was just. I thought honestly it was just a fan doing this, but then I went in and looked in greater depths on the page, and it has slap. And it has, the way if you go onto the main page of someone's YouTube account, like this one, and down the right hand side you can put things, and it says official WWE channel. So I think there is something more to this than is.
That most recent one, it did actually show her in it, didn't it?
It did. It showed her silhouette and then showed a very, very quick.
But I just don't get why just keep it on a YouTube channel or something like that.
It's almost like
put it on one of the actual shows. So
to me, it's almost like WWE isn't. They're kind of seeing NXT as like a different reality almost.
Yeah.
It's like they're pretending people don't see NXT almost, because Biggie Langston's still a face, if I remember rightly, on NXT, because there's the whole thing going on now between him and the Ascension fella.
But the like of that promo, I don't think has actually ever aired.
Conor O'Brien.
That's never actually aired on NXT, even, has it?
What one?
These promos that we've been
No,
seeing.
I haven't seen them on TV at all, which is what initially made me think, oh, these are just fan based.
Yeah. Very well done at that.
But the production value on them is very, very good if they are fan based. If it turns out to be the likes of Paige and all, like it is looking and it is real, I'll be very, very impressed by it. It's a good move.
But it doesn't seem very PG.
It's not.
It is a bit startling.
It's a wee bit scary, but it's not over the top or anything like that.
No, but
it's like a more frightening Sting mask.
Because this is the thing, I hadn't been paying a great deal to the characters that were in these anonymous cam videos. But then in this latest one, you do actually see when the characters with the masks on are there. One is distinctly a woman.
Yeah.
One is distinctly because the long hair and all that sort of stuff, and this, the body build is definitely a girl. So
but it says evil has returned or something along those lines.
Yeah.
So.
But there is a guy's silhouette in there as well, so that will
The Undertaker.
It's
come back as anonymous.
It's amazing how the wee promos like this can just get fans completely worked up.
Very interesting.
Because do you remember the time they did air the Undertaker return promo and people were convinced that was Sting?
Yeah.
Like,
apparently though it was originally meant to be Sting, but then
Okay,
Sting changed his mind, so they had to change it.
And then TNA did the rip-off of that exact promo.
Yeah.
So they did.
But,
was that with RDV?
we've done it again. With
And then
Tangent.
another batch.
We've Tangent.
Oh my goodness.
So we have, from talking about Caitlyn and AJ being the next
No, it's just so easy
Trish
to
and
do.
Lita. But I think Paige will definitely be in there as well. As one
I
of
think
the
it's only a
ones.
matter of time before she is called up.
Apparently WWE aren't wanting to bring anybody new up before WrestleMania.
Yeah. Because then they just get lost in the
Will it be
shuffle.
the Raw after that you see that?
If she debuts on the Raw after
WrestleMania.
Mania, I will be extremely happy.
Yeah.
It'd be awesome.
Because that's when they introduced Tensai last year.
And look how well his group.
and then you had Brock Lesnar guy.
It was was like he was letting off the Batista barrel.
Feed me more.
Well, you're going to hit Hayley on the head.
So what is our prediction then? Caitlin?
Caitlin all day long, to be quite honest.
I could see that happening, or I could see maybe AJ interfere once the match is over. AJ interfering, and then that setting up their WrestleMania feud.
I would like to see Caitlin versus AJ at Mania.
Oh, has
I don't think
the first
very
one-on-one
happy.
Divas match in a long time, but I really don't see them going that far.
I don't think there'll be a Divas match.
You really think?
Yeah, I just don't think. With everyone else that needs to get on the card as it is, I don't think.
Sure, the Divas about 5 minutes at the most anyway, dude. So I think they could spare 5 minutes.
No, I'm not a celebrity. Come back in for WrestleMania.
I don't even know who Honey Boo Boo is.
She's too young to be in a match anyway, so we're lucky with that. The most that'll probably happen is she'll be shown on camera. But the great thing is, we'll be in the crowd, so we won't have to watch the feed. Yes.
I would say the Divas representation of Mania would be AJ coming out with Ziggler.
We're in the crowd. We're like,
I was just saying, I think the only Divas representation of Mania will be AJ walking out with Ziggler. And that'll be the height of it. I'd be shocked. I would like to see Caitlin and AJ, but I'd be shocked if they did.
What I think could be an interesting twist, which I'll get on to in a minute actually, I'll see if that'll, I've got an idea. Ha ha ha. Anyway, so is that again another straight vote for
Caitlin's trying to hold the hot potato at the moment. So
we're not being very rebellious against each other, I'll tell you. Right, next up, we'll go for the 6-man tag team match. John Cena, Ryback and Sheamus versus Sierra Hotel Echo India Lima Delta.
You spelled that wrong. You did.
Did I?
I was going to say when he said E, I was like, it's
Did I?
Where's the I'm with stupid sign?
Do you know what I blame? I blame the look of it.
Where's the I'm with stupid sign when you knew it?
I are good speller.
I are good spelling this thing.
Okay, dyslexic, carry on.
Try again.
Shield.
There we go.
Can I be smart, right?
Yeah. I was trying to show off my alphabet knowledge, but it failed.
I like the way you have the birth of this here.
Intellectualism.
Give
me 3 questions,
At
David.
least you don't have that other top on it.
How do you spell shield?
Don't get me started on the other t-shirt.
That's been retired apparently, that top.
That t-shirt shall never darken this YouTube show again. It will never make an appearance again. No.
It was really too much information, that top.
You
The
loved
problem was it not even an attempt, it just happened to creep into that area, and it was just like, seriously, wow. But anyway, John Cena, Ryback, Sheamus versus The Shield.
Is that spelled again?
Yeah, it's spelled again.
I don't know if I listen.
It's because I looked away from the screen, I was like, I'll be smart ass. But anyway, this is the match that we kind of were mentioning earlier, that WWE seems to be toying with whether it is going to be an Elimination Chamber match or not.
Didn't Ryback tweet something though, saying I'll see you all in the chamber or something like that? I mean, it was actually in the chamber, not at the chamber.
Yeah.
So maybe Ryback has spoiled the whole surprise.
It's because he was.
I would be extremely happy if this match ended up in an Elimination Chamber, because it would completely shake up the idea of the Elimination Chamber, because it is, as we kind of mentioned in our video that was on Hayley's channel, that was also posted here. It would be a bit wargamey and all that sort of stuff. So because you could have John Cena starting off against Dean Ambrose, and Seth Rollins and the rest of the guys are in their pods.
It would be nice to see them.
There'll be uneven advantages. All that sort of stuff can happen. So I think
because
that would be a fantastic.
the chamber has been the same formula since its inception, really, hasn't it? And
whereas
you've
done
the same thing every year. Exactly.
I think what will happen is that you'll see the faces come out first, and the Shield, because they always come from the crowd, I can see them saying to the guy, lower that cage now, lower it now, and then lowering it, and then doing that there, and then they come
so they
down.
almost use it just as a cell and
They'll come down, and then the chamber will be down, it'll already be down.
Or the way the lights go off for the Shield sometimes, they arrive in the ring or something like that, the lights go off.
That would have to be done, but that
or something.
That'll not go as fast. If you do that, you're going to end up squashing somebody with the cell.
That would be interesting though, wouldn't it? You just see Cena there, and you're like, yes! Sorry, that's cruel. I can't really decide who I think's going to win this
I think
match.
you can make a case either way, really.
You can make a case either way, mind. Because the last sort of proper match we saw of the Shield at a pay-per-view was the TLC. So, and it was actually a really, really good match.
Brilliant.
So it was. But personally, I'm edging towards the fact of the Shield winning to push them on to Mania to have a big match. Because this is, we all know, just a match to get Cena through to Mania till he faces Rock.
There's no doubt the Shield need the victory more, you know. But, you could say, I mean, Ryback I don't think has had a big win on a pay-per-view for quite a while.
No.
So this is also the other question is, if the Shield is going to win, who do they pin?
Sheamus.
Cena.
I would edge to Sheamus. Because they're not going to want Ryback to take the 1, 2, 3. They're not going to want Cena to face the 1, 2, 3 if he's going on to be the main event at Mania. So who's the logical one? Sheamus, really? Because it doesn't look like Sheamus is going to have a title match as such at Mania or anything like that.
Well, maybe
unless there's a shake-up. Goodness knows what Sheamus is actually going to be involved in.
Unless it's going to be Sheamus.
I would say they'll find some way to get him on.
Unless it's going to be Sheamus.
High up position on the card.
Unless it's going to be Sheamus, Ryback, and another.
Yeah.
Maybe The Miz or Orton. Because at the minute Orton's not going to. I can't see Orton win. I think. Well, I'll talk about Orton. Sorry. I'll talk about Orton in a minute. But I have a funny feeling that those three will fight the Shield at WrestleMania, but it'll be an elimination tag.
Do you think Orton will turn and join the Shield?
That's what I think.
That would be intriguing.
That's what I think's going to happen to Ryback. I think Ryback's going to screw Sheamus.
I think that's being far too creative.
Sorry,
I don't think
I'll just
ever do
leave
something
mine.
like that. No, that's good, but
Be on the creative.
No,
that's
but
good.
then
I
that
just don't think they would ever have the gumption to do it.
Right. Well, for me, I am going to have to edge it to the Shield. I've put my £5 free bet down. I'm that much of a rebel.
I'm going to be predictable and go with 3 big faces.
That's what I'm doing as well.
Oh, it's a split house.
Team Chris is going for that.
It's our first split, so this will be the interesting match of the evening so far. So it will. I hope it isn't just a complete another demolishment though. That would be stupid.
And they need to look strong, otherwise the Shield will just look like.
Well, I mean,
cannon fodder. They'll look like 3MB.
To be honest with you, it would be a case of like with a TLC, you know, like nobody would have predicted that the Shield would have given as good a showing as they did against Team Hell No and Ryback. So I think that it will be a good match. I think it'll be one that will go like 25 minutes, and then you see the Shield maybe, you know, like whether it's just numbers game or something like that, or whether you see people brawl outside the ring, and then it's left with Cena and Ambrose.
Do you see any kind of interference in this match or anything?
Maybe from Maddox.
Like a Brad Maddox?
Sorry, Brad Maddox.
Maddox,
yeah.
He wants his justice!
I'm not saving.
No, I think Heyman will be too focused on Punk.
Yeah.
So he will do. I could see maybe in this more than the Rock Punk match, I could see maybe Lesnar or Maddox doing something in this, and then that could tee up a Brock match with one of the other guys, a Brock Ryback match perhaps.
Intriguing. So yes, there you go. There's our first disagreement this evening on who's going to win a match.
We're going to be right, Chris.
So me and Hayley are in a tag team versus them two. What shall we go to next? Let's do the Elimination Chamber.
Which I think will probably open the show, to be honest.
You think it'll open the show?
Yeah.
See, the thing that would annoy me if that opens the show is because at the moment it is the only Elimination Chamber on this pay-per-view.
I think if it opens the show,
I can get it opening like it has in past years because there's been 2.
I just think with Punk and then Cena still to come.
I definitely think Punk and Rock is going to be last.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, I think
don't
the
expect
Del Rio match will open like it did at Rumble.
Or they could do that.
But,
I just don't know if
because then that's going to make more sense of then you're going to have that and then you're going to have the Chamber match and then you're going to see who's going to fight who.
Yeah.
You know, rather than doing it the Chamber and then who's going to be the world champion.
Because
I think really in the middle of the card you really don't want the big show. I think this will be this.
I think you will have World Heavyweight before this.
Yeah, I think it'll be this, probably the Divas squashed in there somewhere, and then the Rock Cena match.
Oh no.
So,
But anyway, yes, the Elimination Chamber match to determine the #1 contender for the World Heavyweight Tony Chimel Championship at WrestleMania 29.
So Rey Mysterio's in this, isn't it? Oh no, wait, he's not.
Yay! Chris Jericho versus D-Bry versus Randy Orton versus Mark Henry versus Kane.
I even whipped out the devil's favourite demon top just for
That's an innuendo and a half. Versus Jack Swagger with Zeb Coulter, aka Dutch Mantel. Right. I think this is going to be one of the more interesting Elimination Chambers of recent years, simply because of the names that we've got in it.
Can I just say, first and foremost, I think Orton's going to be the first one pinned.
Can I just say, first and foremost, I think Kane will be the first one pinned.
Kane usually has okay shows in Chambers.
He's always the guy that takes the fall to allow the other guys to
Sadly, what I think is going to happen is Daniel Bryan and Kane are going to be in at the same time, and one's going to cost the other in a
Do you
pinfall.
think they're going to start, those two?
That would
I
be
think
interesting.
they're only in that for the sole reason to further the divide between them.
Yeah.
You know, one
I do
will
think
go
you're
out
right.
pretty quick, probably Kane, and then Daniel Bryan.
It's a shame because I do actually want to buy a Team Hell No t-shirt to wear to Mania.
It's alright, just wait until they break up and it's done in
Aye,
price.
for $10 or something
Yeah.
like that. But I'm going to go into my theory now.
God,
So
this is anything like the spelling of the shield, isn't it?
It's going to be a pretty silly.
my prediction for win is Chris Jericho. And what I think is going to happen is that the World Heavyweight Championship match, Del Rio is going to retain. I don't think any of us are going to really disagree on that. Del Rio will retain. There's two theories on how this is going to happen. Hayley has one, I have another. I think Chris...
the way it was, Hayley has one, I have another.
I think Jericho will win the Chamber. Del Rio will retain against Big Show. So Del Rio and Jericho will go to Mania to have their match. And then Ziggler will... Ooh, there's an alarm outside.
That's an ambulance, dude.
Oh, flashing lights. I see flashing lights.
You have your stupid hat on today.
But then I think Ziggler will cash in Money in the Bank after their match at WrestleMania.
So who would you foresee
Win the World Heavyweight title, which I would love.
Who would you foresee then in the Del Rio Jericho match winning there? If it happened?
Logically, it would be Jericho
I
to win, because then you could set up a fantastic story between Jericho
Do we
and
know
Ziggler again.
what Jericho's schedule's like at the moment? Is he
He's
staying around
he
after
is through,
Mania,
he's
or
well through
so
Mania.
he's there? Is he there after for a while?
He is after Mania. What he's been saying in interviews is he wants to do it a few months on, a few months off, a few months on, a few months off. So, you know, back for, you know, a few months and then away, do a bit of Fozzy. He's going to be doing that, like Robot Combat League, like, what's that? What was the movie, Real Steel?
Yeah.
It actually looks really good from seeing the commercials for it. But I think that would be a fantastic thing, that, you know, Jericho goes to face Del Rio, because I think that would actually be a really interesting match at Mania. Del Rio versus Jericho, I think that could work out very well. And then Ziggler coming and cash Money in the Bank. What was the one that you thought might be a possibility, Hayley? The other version of it?
So Elimination Chamber.
You think
Jericho's
Jericho
gonna
win
win by pinning Daniel Bryan, I think. And then what is it? Alberto Del Rio wins, and then Ziggler cashes in, and then.
You think
So
you think
tonight,
you think Ziggler's cashing in tonight, and then it goes forward Chris Jericho versus Ziggler at actual Mania?
Yeah, so that Ziggler goes in.
Either way, to be quite honest, I'd be happy enough for that. Are you alright there?
Yeah.
Alright, love? You alright?
I'm alright there.
You alright? See you. Bye, close the door. Don't want to see your mug.
So mean.
And his own house and everything.
But to be quite honest, either of those scenarios I'd be happy with, because Ziggler is going to be at Mania. But the other thing I was going to mention earlier...
Oh, it's a
there's the
mug.
mug. Doctor Who mug.
It's going to look so weird that we're just looking over there and talking.
Off camera. Break the fourth wall. But what I was going to say about AJ earlier, the fact that AJ accompanied Daniel Bryan to the ring last year and effectively costed, Daniel Bryan, cost Daniel Bryan the World Heavyweight title, because there was the whole kiss thing. Daniel Bryan turns around, bang, bro kick, 1, 2, 3, done. I think it would be an interesting thing, but then AJ can turn around and say, look, I made amends. I was at WrestleMania, and this time the person I was with won the World Heavyweight title or retained it or something like that, because just what a difference a year makes, sort of thing.
Yeah.
If they even remember that happened last year, you know how they move on.
Well, they built it up in the fact, it's the quickest World Heavyweight title victory at WrestleMania.
Well, they could do it. It's just, don't know.
The question is, though, where's Big E Langston going to fall into all this?
He's just got.
Do we really care where Big E Langston falls into all of this?
He's got to stand there and look pretty. He's got to be one of those models.
With his outfit that makes him look like he's nearly naked.
Yeah. It's disturbing.
He has bigger man boobs than flipping Ryback, for goodness sake. It's looked like if you went. It honestly looks like if you went up with a needle and just go.
And his voice also doesn't suit his appearance.
It really doesn't.
Strange.
His voice would suit him if he was playing a face.
Yeah.
He's meant to be playing this big,
like whenever he took the mic and did the reporter thing, that was quite a good face type thing. I thought. We
were flipping watching that and just like, what the?
Yeah, it was very unexpected.
It was just like, seriously, this is odd. Oh no, my pad's coming
What's going on in there? There's weird noises coming
I think
there with Vinto and the dog.
Vinto's having an argument with the dog in there.
As long as that's all it is.
Misty.
What was he doing to you?
Winner!
Misty for life.
I've turned the pad off. There we go. I'm back. Thank you. Why do you want to run away and leave us? We discussed everything without you.
Right.
We're not repeating it again. Oh, I got a Twitter message there.
So, Jericho's going to win, and
we just ran through the two theories that we have.
And alright, so I think that I think that Ziggler is going to cash in his Money in the Bank, but he's going to do it the next night on Raw and say that he's going to face Jericho and Del Rio in the triple threat at WrestleMania.
And who do you think is winning?
Jericho.
So 3 people for Jericho, but three different scenarios for the Ziggler situation, which is interesting. Look, you're on the iPad. So, Hill, what are you going to throw into the mix?
I will be slightly different and say that they're going to give it to Mark Henry.
Big Show wins.
I might cry.
It's not really.
I might cry.
It's not the scenario that I would like to see happen.
No offense. I don't hate Mark Henry. I think he's good. He's class, and I loved him beating up Rey Mysterio on Raw.
And Hornswoggle, I loved that.
Oh, that was awesome. That was epic. Everybody, all the English guys and all as well on Twitter were marking out. It was
I actually think that we could probably see a Mark Henry, Big E Langston, or Mark Henry Ryback.
Yeah, that would be logical.
I would love to see Swagger win this, because I think Swagger, since his return is more
everyone's said about all these matches that might happen at me, and I just keep saying, no, is there enough room and time to get all these people on in all these singles matches?
You're only going to have like 7 or 8 at the rate.
There's a lot of big names that still need on outside of like the top 3 matches.
Well, if Undertaker doesn't do a match, that's a good half an hour.
Well, that would definitely free up a lot of space, but then Punk's going to have some big match, and if they could move him and make it the triple threat.
Like Swagger's only been back a couple of weeks, and I've already enjoyed him more than his entire previous.
That's what I was saying. I think they should have done something like this whenever he first came in, rather than just rush the time.
And I think it's the fact that he's gave himself a slightly different appearance and all as well. Sort of the hair's kind of slicked down. And, he's got the beard growth and all on, and now he has a mouthpiece in Dutch Mantel, which is fantastic. Because you could even tell, the crowds are just like angry at this. It's like, why are you preaching to us, sort of thing?
Maybe you could give Swagger a good nickname or something that would stick and make him a star.
What's his finishing move called now?
The Patriot Act. It's the ankle lock. Get over yourself. Just because you're trying to be Mr. Badass now doesn't mean you need to name an ankle lock a finish maneuver.
Although it is actually a pretty cool name, I think.
It's cool if it was. Cool. It would be cool if it was an actual
patriotism or something like that.
If it was an actual I know an ankle lock is a move, but you know what I mean, like the way that the Olympic slam became the angle slam and stuff like that. If the Patriot Act was something like that, but we all know an ankle lock's an ankle lock. You know, it's nothing special. It doesn't need big swing.
What is like Taker's Hell's Gate though? It probably has, what's its name?
It's like it's
technical name.
I think it's a version of a triangle choke or something like that.
It's just something to suit his character a bit more, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
But as for Mark Henry, I just think if he did win, the only good thing is that you would have a strong heel going up against a strong face like Del Rio.
Or Del Rio, though. I got rid of the Big Show and then encountering that.
See, the thing is, I don't class Mark Henry as a heel. I just class him as a monster going in and just destroying anything in his path. Mark Henry, in my opinion, would do that if it was a heel in the ring as well.
I think Mark Henry is a more entertaining monster than the Big Show will ever be.
I've been entertained by him, absolutely.
The reason though I think I do prefer Mark Henry to Show is just because he isn't shoved down your throat the same amount as Show. It just always seems to be, you know, Big Show, he's never been in the mid-card for too long before he's brought back
plus
up
his
dominated.
t-shirt's kind of cool as well.
Who are we talking about, Henry?
Yeah, Henry's t-shirts.
But Big Show is just too much Big Show for me.
So, 3 for Jericho, 1 for Mark Henry. Okay, World Heavyweight title match.
You'll be laughing later on.
I don't know, you whenever Kane's first eliminated, so he said.
I thought it first.
He said we have to hold.
Because I know how WWE treat Kane, and it's a slap in the face every time. So
you should do that whenever you meet him, since WWE are at it.
World Heavyweight Championship match: Alberto Del Rio versus The Big Show.
I think Del Rio needs to win clean and needs to win decisively by a pinfall.
And end this feud once and for all.
I am sick to death.
I think we're going to have outside interference from a Chihuahua.
I don't think
a Chihuahua.
I don't think that I hate the fact that Del Rio seems to be stuck in the same feud for ages on end.
Yeah.
You know, like it's him versus Sheamus, or you know, like
Sheamus.
WrestleMania, or we're going to see Randy Orton versus Wade Barrett, because we haven't seen that since September last year.
Since last week.
Yeah,
last week.
September. I think on all the Raws and stuff. I think from a podcast I heard, we've seen this 13 or 14 times.
It's ridiculous, like.
So,
really is. And Ziggler versus Kofi's not far behind that sort of thing. They always have reasonably frequent
but anyway,
matches.
I think that Del Rio needs to win. I see Del Rio. I can see Ricardo staying in the back and him just saying, "Look, I need to do this by myself." And
I just think it's strange that their final match is now just a single match.
Yeah,
they started with what you would usually have at the end. Yeah. You know what I mean? 2 last man standings, and now to finish the feud
is just a match.
It's just a match.
Because obviously the Big Show's going to have to step aside once the winner of the Elimination Chamber.
You really cannot make a case for Big Show after he loses this, because simply they're deciding the number 1 contender in the Elimination Chamber. Whoever loses, if more than likely it is going to be Big Show, you're right, son.
I don't even mind if Big Show goes for the tag titles and got paired up with somebody more entertaining, like he has with Jericho or The Miz in the past.
They could always go down the Big Show right back.
Mind, I find that interesting on SmackDown, the promo between Big Show and Jericho. You know, because Big Show was like, "No, Chris, I'm trying to do you a favour here."
Yeah.
But no, I think it has to be Del Rio. I would much rather have Del Rio going into WrestleMania as the champion than anything, unless Ziggler cashes in Money in the Bank. But
that's always going to be there in the background, I suppose, now, isn't it?
This is true. So are we all going Del Rio? Yes.
Yeah.
See. Ricardo. Okay, final match of the evening.
There we go.
I think this is going to be Mr. Vince Rant time. WWE Championship match. CM Punk, the challenger, versus...
No, CM Punk's a reigning and defending WWE champion.
According to himself.
Yeah,
no, according to me as well.
Even though on the belt it says The Rock.
Yeah. Well, possession is 9/10 of the law. Versus the People's Champion, or is he the People's Champion?
He really is.
The Rock. Oh dear, everybody. Again, like I said, what a difference a year makes. If The Rock is counted out or disqualified, CM Punk wins the WWE title.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to let Hayley go first for this one.
Alright, are you sure you don't want to go first?
Oh no, I'll be talking about The Rock, don't worry. You go.
I'll be
Don't
talking
worry.
about The Rock.
No, you
Oh,
go.
no,
ahead,
don't
'cause
worry.
I-
Done something to annoy you recently?
Don't Hayley first.
You'll hear, you'll hear,
Everything.
in a minute.
Well, it's
Tell
like,
me how.
it's like what Chris Jericho was saying. Someone said something about Chris Jericho on Twitter the other day about him going away to do Fozzy, so he shouldn't be champion in any form or shape. And then he came back with.
See, I disagree with that because Jericho doesn't go away for long. I don't class Jericho as having officially left the company when he goes off to do a tour for maybe a month or so, or 2 months, 3 months.
But yeah, something like that. As a Rock fan, tweeted Chris Jericho and said about The Rock, Joe blah blah. You can't see how people are getting grumpy at The Rock for doing it when Chris Jericho does the exact same thing. And Chris Jericho came back live, wrestled more house shows than last week than Rock's wrestled in the last year, and he's the champion. He's the supposed champion. Or since Royal Rumble.
This is the thing, when Jericho comes back, he is one of the boys, he does the house shows, he does all of that.
Yeah.
I just think we should be thankful that The Rock's back tall.
Oh, I couldn't care less if The Rock was back.
Honestly, I'm with Hayley in this. I am sick to death of The Rock coming back. The Rock can come back. Fine, The Rock can come back, that's not a problem at all.
Yeah.
But The Rock needs to wrestle. Jericho comes back and he wrestles, as he says, as Hayley said, on house shows or SmackDown or wherever. The Rock comes back and now it's a case of, story time with The Rock. The Rock used to grow, moved to Nashville, Tennessee. The Rock
bought a car from a crackhead.
And it's like, I'm getting sick of it.
Yeah.
I really am getting sick of the fact that he's come back. This time last year...
He's going to wrestle tonight?
Yeah, he's
on
a pay-per-view.
Yeah, on a pay-per-view. So
he's a movie star.
But the thing is, right,
well,
Jericho has
wrestled.
Jericho has
I would rather
wrestled
see The Rock
on
in
every
this
show.
capacity. I could care less about Jericho, it's about The Rock.
I'm so on the other side.
No, I don't mean I care less about Jericho. I'm just saying, in terms of The Rock, talking about The Rock, I think it's better to have him in some capacity than no capacity. Just enjoy it that he's back at all. That's
he's
what I'm
going
doing.
back off.
Without getting annoyed or upset that he's not.
So
as soon as Mania is over, he's gone.
That's what I was going to say. Is that whenever he fought at WrestleMania, he said like, "This is home. I'll never leave." And then how long was it until we saw him again?
6, 7 months.
Yeah. So if this is your home, Rock, you seem to be away from your home quite a lot.
But it's not a sport, and it's like a sports star come back and saying I'm not going away. It's a bit of entertainment, light entertainment. I just think
it's just a case of, in my opinion, this is coming from me, who is a huge Rock fan. Rock was my guy, a bit like The Miz during the Attitude Era. I was a Rock guy more than an Austin guy. Now, don't get me wrong, I absolutely loved Austin as well, but there was just something about The Rock I loved, the character, stuff like that. But even on this week's Raw, I was just like, I was sitting there, I watched it live, so we're talking about it's half 3, heading towards 3:45 in the morning UK time, and I'm sitting there going, please don't let this Raw be simply The Rock comes out, tells a wee funny story, CM Punk comes out, interrupts him, Raw ends. And what happened? Rock comes out, tells a wee, not even funny story in my opinion. I didn't find it at all really funny. And then CM Punk comes out, interrupts, they have a wee bit of a back and forth, and Raw ends.
Oh no, that was whenever Punk was, or no, was that on SmackDown? That was SmackDown and Punk was on Satellite. So it was.
Yeah,
I think that Rock's promos have grown very stale.
Yeah.
It's very, very samey.
It is a case of it is being very, very samey. Again, don't get me wrong, come Mania time, when I hear The Rock's music hit, I will mark out like a child.
I will probably do the same.
I will mark out like a child because he is my guy.
To me it's just...
And I will always support The Rock over John Cena. I'm sorry guys. I know our English friends, and Hayley are going in Cena shirts. All parts of them.
I'm not going in Cena shirt, I'm going in
all is forgiven.
I was here shirt, but I'll still be supporting Cena over The Rock any day.
It's just... Anyway, I know at the end of the day Cena's going to win, so it's not a big bother to me. I'll be enjoying the fact that I finally get to see The Rock wrestle in person. But when it comes to day by day and week by week TV programming, he has just got very, very stale for me. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Dwayne.
I'm sorry to my inner 12-year-old who always wanted to pose with the belt like The Rock does in the top rope and all that sort of stuff. It hurts me to say it. But
I'm personally myself just trying to enjoy him while he's here. You know?
Well, he's away after WrestleMania doing movies.
You know,
again,
I think it's
so
just proof
that's
that
him
you
done,
can't
so.
please wrestling fans though, because he's not there, people aren't happy, he is here, people aren't happy. I think just enjoy the ride while he's actually here. Because
No,
I don't mind seeing him in the ring, but it's a case of
you're not going to be seeing him after Mania, so just enjoy it while he
but
is in
it's
any
too few and
capacity
far between. If
whatsoever.
we're not seeing him after WrestleMania, then why isn't he doing more? Why isn't he doing wrestling at SmackDown or wrestling at Raw instead
Because
of
he's
just
a
going?
movie star, and they can't take another risk on injuring him and buggering up G.I. Joe or whatever it is. And yes, okay, that's not a good excuse, but
well,
it's
G.I.
the
Joe
fact.
was filmed
Yeah,
a
it's
year ago.
already done.
Or whatever else, whatever other project he's got
Well, then he
going
shouldn't
now.
be filming.
Yeah,
It
if
should
he's
be
in
one
the
or
middle of
t'other.
wrestling.
I just
That's
think we should be thankful that he's here at all. That's my own personal take. Yes, it would be great. It would be great.
Thankful.
It would be great if he was there every week wrestling and performing, but the reality of the situation is it just doesn't allow it to happen.
It really, see, do you know what I think for me has caused me to get this opinion? This time last year, it was Rock and Cena, and that was fine, because it was just Rock and Cena. But there's a certain other thing involved this year that is just thrown into the mix, you know, this difference of opinion. It is the fact that the WWE title is involved.
Which I'm 100% for myself because it makes them fit.
Oh, I know it makes it. I know it makes it completely different and stuff like that. But
I think it would be
It
better
is just
if
the
he
case
was
of-
going for it at WrestleMania instead of him having it.
Yeah.
Well, I do agree in that sense. I don't really think The Rock necessarily needs the belt at all.
Mhm.
You know, but
He needs the belt to stay there. He won't stay if he doesn't have
Right.
the belt.
I pretty much
He'll
guarantee
be
that
away.
on
and
Raw,
he won't have the belt.
after this, we'll probably not see him.
Yeah, exactly. He won't show up
Alright.
till WrestleMania. WrestleMania week is when we'll
Apparently
see
he
him.
is meant to appear on all the week's Raws, but
Aye, right.
something could happen.
Right.
Right.
It's kind of a case
What
of
he said that last WrestleMania?
But actually, it shocks me when he shows up in SmackDown, to be honest. I'm like, this show just for some reason doesn't
I think
seem
that's just
important
a
enough
pull.
for you to
I
show
think
up.
that's just to try and pull in the numbers because since
Yeah.
he's been on it, the numbers have went up.
Yeah.
But it's almost a case of it seems to be another thing is that we either get The Rock or Brock Lesnar. You don't really get both at the same juncture.
Well, this is the question: could Brock Lesnar get involved in this match with
Yes.
the fact
Please.
of DQing and stuff like that?
Please.
But then there's also the other thing that people are thinking possibly after.
Gong.
No, not him.
I do think a possible gong.
Maybe.
Oh, yeah,
Maybe.
yeah.
But what I'm going to say and what some people have mentioned is, with the way Heyman was acting on this week's Raw, sort of, oh, I'm going to leave you, it's for the best, Punk, you know, and Punk kind of bringing him back into it, saying, no, I need you, I want you to, you know,
So was
stay
that
here.
look?
There was this sort of look on Heyman's face.
Did you not see SmackDown then?
I haven't seen
Because
SmackDown.
it was the way that if this is the belt, if you're Punk,
Mhm.
Heyman's holding the belt, but he's very evil, looking towards Punk.
Mhm.
You know, like
Well,
looking towards. Did
there was
you
the
watch it
hint.
either.
No.
There was
No,
the
it's
hint of this.
That was the most entertaining thing between The Rock and Punk was Heyman's facial
Well,
expression.
there you go. That
See,
actually.
I didn't
that
realise
actually-
Heyman was doing something as well. Seeing Punk's look, obviously.
See, that actually adds into my theory then. There was that look on Raw that you're thinking, is Heyman up to something? Sort of the way Heyman was with Brock and then he turned and went with Big Show all those years ago. Could we see Brock coming in here, you know, messing things up for Punk, just in a backup in case a certain Undertaker match doesn't go ahead as planned at Mania?
Yeah.
But then,
So, but anyway, we're rambling again.
I was just
I don't want the video to run out again. But I take it it's a case of we all do anyway think that Rock will probably win this match.
yeah,
Yeah. So it's again all.
I'm going to go for Punk.
I think
I
that
think
I
Punk
think
would be
Yes,
a-
he likes it up, but
I
Punk
think
would be a
that Rock-
fantastic choice, but
I think Rock will win. But I think whenever Vince said to Heyman that he wants it in writing, I think there's going to be a stipulation as well that if Punk loses, Heyman's out. Or some, there's going to be there's going to be some altercation.
What my theory was about that, about Heyman having to give it to Vince in writing about anything, is that stop poking my shoe. That Heyman will do anything for Vince to have got this stipulation I think simply it's going to be a case of Vince is going to cash and say, okay, Brock has to face Triple H at WrestleMania. That was the anything that you offered. That's what I want. I think that's possibly what it's going to set up as. Vince will ask, you offered me anything, okay, Triple H versus Brock at Mania. Done. The other thing was, everybody knows that there's a thing called Get Glue that you check into the TV shows and that sort of stuff. The recent sticker that happened in the last day or so with SmackDown and all is an Undertaker sticker, and you may think, oh, no biggie or anything like that, but the fact was it was an Undertaker sticker that had the Elimination Chamber logo on it, and these stickers are designed by WWE and sent to Get Glue to put up, so this isn't
Is the Undertaker on fire or anything?
No, he wasn't, luckily.
Oh.
But this is a sticker that has been designed by WWE, okayed by WWE, and sent to Get Glue, and it has the Elimination Chamber logo on it. And WWE have never, now this isn't something I looked into, this is from reading, apparently WWE have never released a Get Glue sticker with someone for a pay-per-view that has not appeared on that pay-per-view. So that is an interesting twist. Is have they spoiled it or something? I would probably guarantee by the end of the night we will probably all be disappointed.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've just had a vision at the end of Rock and Punk. The lights go down.
If they're
no
going,
gong necessarily, but the lights go down and you think it's the Shield, but then it comes up and it's Taker.
If they are going to pull the trigger on this Punk Taker match, it needs to happen ASAP.
If this is the last
tonight
road,
or tomorrow,
if this is the last stop on the road to WrestleMania, then they need to get on that.
We're under the 50-day mark.
Because that's how they went about setting up Shawn Michaels versus Taker too, wasn't it? You had Shawn.
That was at
Slammings as well, and then the Elimination Chamber.
46 days.
46 days.
Till we leave for New York.
So they basically do need to get a move on.
46 days.
So yeah, that's our discussion of Elimination Chamber. Hopefully it is very, very good. We get to see it for free here because we're in the UK. We don't have to pay for it. Yay, Woo! Sky Sports. Plug and everything like that. Is there anything else we want to say?
I think we've covered just about everything and every kind of tangent that we went on this evening. In our own roundabout way, we've covered it all.
So quickly, you three plug your channels. Go, go, go.
Yes, I also go by the name Mr. Big Red 1990 on YouTube, so if you want to check it out, please do. Or Twitter is Chris Hill 90.
You go Hill.
X Monton Girly X on YouTube.
Hey guys.
Shut up, Hal.
Screw
the Rock. Screw Keane. Just screw you.
Screw you.
Screw him where?
You can't.
Just don't you be screwing me at all, alright?
And on Twitter at Hayley the Turney.
And I'm Vintomania on YouTube or Vinto316 on Twitter. My latest video is to do with me because I'm meeting Hulk Hogan. Yay!
Oh, I thought we were going to get away with it.
No way. So yeah, you can kind of see the magazines that I'm going to get Hogan to sign. Brothers.
And you can follow me on Twitter at AllanGW Price. That's ALLAN. And I may be joining the YouTube wrestling community on my own channel shortly.
He will.
I will let you know about that when it happens because these guys want me to join in and everybody else seems to be doing it as well, so I may as well join in the fun. So you may be seeing me on my own YouTube channel very, very soon. But that's it for us for another episode. We hope you enjoy Elimination Chamber as much as we hope we're going to enjoy Elimination Chamber, and we'll see you all next time.
Can I use this as my February video?
Yes, you can.
Yeah,
Go say bye-bye to your channel this time.
Bye-bye. Bye, guys.
See y'all soon.
It's going to take me half an hour to get over here.
Drive safely.
There you go. Bye-bye.
Bye.